Ever wondered what it takes to build a $1 million personal brand? After helping dozens of entrepreneurs generate millions of impressions on LinkedIn and millions of dollars for their business, I've come up with a powerful framework that gets customers knocking on your door without you ever chasing them down. So in this video, I'm going to show you what that framework is and how you can use it to generate revenue for your business. But first, there's the fatal mistake that most business owners are making on LinkedIn and they don't even know it. This is Gary Vee. Dozens of millions of followers, a $200 million net worth, and enough content to make your head spin. But Gary Vee didn't start out as a content machine as we know today. Back in 2006, he was creating raw and polished videos for his dad's wine shop. No fancy production, just Gary Vee and hustle. The key was consistency and building trust, not posting 20 times a day. And that is the point. One of the biggest mistakes business owners make is to attempt to copy those big influencers on LinkedIn and go straight into the volume game. The problem is when you play the volume game without a huge media team backing you up, quality will suffer. Your mental health probably too. So if cranking out content 24/7 won't work, how do you build a brand that not only boosts your credibility, but also drives results for your business? Well, you could compete on breadth, covering a wide range of topics without diving deep into any. Naval Ravikant is a great example because he can cover everything from wealth to philosophy, because he literally spent decades building authority and credibility. But for most business owners, the wide net approach will not work. Without a trusted brand, if you keep talking about everything, it's really easy to get lost in the noise of LinkedIn. So what's the answer? Well, there's a sweet spot where most business owners and experts should be. It's called depth. You've got deep expertise in a specific niche. You've got insights and experiences that back it up. And your audience is dying to hear about them. And so this is your golden ticket to building your personal brand on LinkedIn. And also the first step to your multi-million-dollar brand. So own your competitive advantage. But how do you turn this competitive advantage into revenue? Well, let me show you how I use this framework to help clients build a multi-six-figure asset. Imagine this. 100 of your ideal buyers are coming to your house tomorrow. How would you receive them? Cake? Right. Gary Vee serving wine? Probably. And yet, a lot of people get 100 of their ideal buyers knocking on their door every week, and they receive them like this. On LinkedIn, this is the equivalent of getting 100 profile visits every week. And yet, most LinkedIn profiles are looking like this. Empty or random picture as the banner, a boring job title as the headline, and of course, an outdated CV back from the 2000s in the About section. That is definitely not going to impress your ideal buyers. So how do you turn these 100 targeted visits into potential buyers? Well, let me show you the 3 things that will help you get there. First, you need a punchy value proposition that clearly states the value you provide. This is your strong statement. Second, you need proof. Whether that's logos, past client, results, testimonials, this is your key to credibility. And third, you need to connect the problem you solve with your story and the results you've generated. This gives you the narrative. Then you just need to put these together to get your About section, your banner, and your headline done. And this is how you turn your LinkedIn profile into a 24/7 sales asset. But what about driving prospects to your profile? How do you do that? Well, let's first talk about what not to do. You put on your content creation hat ready to make some noise on LinkedIn, but you quickly get stuck. I have no idea what to post. I don't even know how to write. How can I even make time for this? Sounds familiar? And this is the biggest mistake I see business owners make when building their personal brand on LinkedIn. They put on the wrong hat. So to show you how to nail content with your brand, let's go back to the 20s, back when hats were still fashionable. Back then, reporters wore specific hats to identify that they were from the press. This would allow them to get into the scene, observe, document, and take notes freely with both hands. And that's what's missing in your approach. Throw away your creator's hat and make sure you put on your reporter's hat. Why? Well, because reporters don't create from scratch. They document, they experiment, and they try different angles to see which ones resonate the most with their audience. On LinkedIn, this means instead of posting how to scale your SaaS company to $3 million, you could report on your journey. How I have scaled my SaaS company to $5 million in under 2 years. You can still cover the same points, but it's much easier to report your experience than to create the ultimate solution from zero. So to build your personal brand on LinkedIn quickly, don't forget to report on a list of stories, experiences, and opinions that you have about your niche, about your industry, and about the offer that you provide. This is way better than trying to come up with innovative content ideas every single time you sit down to write. And that's how you post content that drives revenue. But I still haven't covered one of the biggest fears people have when starting to post on any social platform. What if I just get 2 likes and 1 is from my mom? And I get it, but imagine showing up at a nearby conference, getting on stage ready to deliver your presentation, expecting people to get excited about it, when in fact you weren't even invited as a speaker. It would be damn awkward, right? But that's exactly what happens when you start building your personal brand on LinkedIn and expect everyone to love and engage with your stuff, when you don't even bother to support them either. So to make sure that doesn't happen, I've created the 30-15-5 engagement rule. So here's how it works. First, pick 30 profiles of industry peers. Then 15 profiles of influencers that attract your ideal audience. And finally, 5 profiles of your ideal buyers. Now take this list and make sure you engage with some of them at least every single day. This works because you're getting exposed to your ideal buyers, you're building relevant connections, and you're showing that you are on the platform not just to create, but also to engage. So you're not just expecting people to give you something, you are there to also return. But how do you put this into practice? Well, the simplest way is just to bookmark all of these LinkedIn profiles on your browser, and then you just have to open them, or some of them, every single day when it's time to engage. But there is a catch. I don't know a single entrepreneur who wants to spend 5 hours on LinkedIn. I mean, I don't. So I literally just block 30 minutes during my lunchtime, which is the time when I post, and I spend time engaging with other people. And then I spend another 15 minutes in my evening commenting. And this is how you build a multi-million-dollar personal brand. But how do you go from a brand with 0 followers to 10,000 followers in 6 months? Well, I've put together the entire roadmap to help you get there as fast as possible. So click here to watch it now.